And today we are all set to break down the most thrilling action from the pitch. Join me, James, and Mayowa as we unpack the biggest matches and headlines in the world of football. Get ready for inside scoops and expert analysis. This is one show you don't want to miss. All right, first of all, this is Charity Begins at Home. James, it's Friday.
Yeah, it's
great to have you.
A very beautiful Friday. Good evening to you, Jerry, and also to our viewers. Good evening, and a wonderful Friday to talk.
As holding on to the remote for the weekend is concerned, the start of Friday night. Of course, Mayowa, it's great to have you on Locker Room.
It's always amazing to be here. Well, I don't have the remote problem. My wife is a huge Man City fan, so I mean, I'll probably even be dragging the remote to be able to watch Manchester United game. Should Manchester United be playing the same time Man City is playing? But in any case, thank God it's Friday. The NFF continues to, there's scarcity in terms of finding coach, and the NFF, they are not alone. Remember, there's a particular body in Nigeria that is saddled with providing petrol for Nigerians. One of them said yesterday that it's because of thunder strike and rain and the rest of that. That's the reason why petrol has been scarce. Probably
we are banned from football due to match fixing allegations, and we are set to tell you that he is already in motion to join the interim coaching team of the Nigerian senior national team for the Afcon 2025 qualifiers against Benin Republic and Rwanda. NFL officials have discussed bringing Samson Siasia into the interim setup of the Nigerian senior national team for the Afcon qualifiers as they continue to search for a new permanent coach. And I'm talking about the Sport Minister, Senator John Eno, is playing a crucial role in pushing for Samson Siasia's inclusion in the interim coaching team for Nigeria's Afcon qualifiers against Benin Republic and Rwanda on September 7th and 10th, respectively. And of course, we would like to get our viewers' point of view. Definitely, we'll be getting your comments all of the week. We want to say we appreciate you, we recognize your effort in trying to be a part of Locker Room. And of course, don't forget to always subscribe. Also subscribe on our channel on YouTube. And of course, we're also on Facebook. We are on Twitter as well. You can follow us on Twitter and do so as well on TikTok. We're also there. Now, talking about all these platforms are available for you to be a part of every of our program. What do you think about the inclusion of Samson Siasia in the interim setup for the two games against Benin Republic and Rwanda? We're taking your comments as the show progresses this lovely evening. Of course, James, I know you have been one of those who says it's going to be Siasia, but with the feelers you are getting, if Siasia is on that bench, it shows that one leg in as far as maybe being announced as the permanent coach is concerned. Because once he's there and they are seeing him, and maybe they do well against Benin Republic and Rwanda, they'll say, why not make him the permanent coach?
I will not be surprised. When I saw this news earlier today, I was like, well, we're not far from it. Me and Mayowa, we have been saying this because for the past 7 months, when the Eagles, the NFF kept on going round about and going from left to right and coming back at the same center without a coach. And we kept on hearing the same names. Eric Chell, Renard, and Senfet. We're quick to say these people were quietly waiting for Siasia's plan to run out so that they can appoint him as the manager. And now we are still at that bus stop where they are saying they don't want Anderson again. They want to have a Renard. A company has come to say they want to sponsor a Renard. We are still at that same bus stop, that same junction of not moving forward. We are not going left, we are not going right. We are just stuck on the same position. Having a Siasia on the bench, I will not be surprised if after the interim, the two matches, he's able to do very well and he gets the nod to become the manager going forward. I will not be surprised, but it's a big risk. A man that has not coached a football team or has not had anything to do with football for the past 5 years, you are giving him the Super Eagles job. And let's not forget how the state we are in the Super Eagles job. The Super Eagles are currently, we are practically a leg out of the World Cup qualifiers. And now we are giving his first two matches that he's going to play in a Benin Republic side. A Benin Republic side that lost the last time in the World Cup qualifiers. We are facing him again, a guarantor that understands the Nigerian system. And also the Rwanda side, who want to prove themselves. This is a team that he is barely going to spend a week or 2 weeks a week. I think the camps open on the 1st of September. Some players are not going to be available. And let's not forget, we still have issues with players like Ademola Lookman, Victor Osimhen in their club sides. When these players come back to camp, they might not give you their 100 because their attention is divided. So these are matches that even Siasia himself taking the position is not going to be sure of what to expect in the first 2 games. One, he has not been able to coach any do anything to do with football for the past 5 years. 2, this team is in shambles. A team that got to the Afcon finals and were close to winning the Afcon finals not less than 7 months ago. Now we cannot even pinpoint where this team is heading. No coach, no manager, no system. With the whole news of going left and right and bantering, we don't know where we are heading. The NFF have continued to disappoint us. 7 months, you cannot put somebody as head coach. Now you're putting somebody 1 week to an important match as the Afcon qualifiers. Come on, it's rather embarrassing that we are in this same situation again. And let's not forget, Siasia goes into those 2 games, the team does not perform, they will throw him under the bus. The same way they were quick to throw Finidi under the bus, so that what they want can be achieved. And at this point, I don't even know what they want. Is he Eguavoen'S? Is he Anderson? Set 2. Let's pick one. Let's know what we are dealing with. Eguavoen'S has been in the news for over 6 months. Before the Olympics, Eguavoen'S has been on the news. Eguavoen'S team went to the Olympics. We finished the Olympics. Eguavoen'S is still on the news. If it's too expensive for you, take him out of the conversation and bring somebody else. Stop wasting our time. 7 months. I will not consider the Finidi time. I will keep on saying I will not consider Finidi as a coach in the whole 7 months. Because the drama played out. It's all the same drama that played out before Finidi that is still playing out now. So Finidi was never in the conversation. They wanted somebody else. They didn't have anybody. 1 week to the match, they put Finidi in the position. He didn't do well. They were quick to throw him under the bus. That's the same thing that's happened to Siasia again.
All right, Mayowa, definitely why still waiting on Nigerians and, of course, those who are watching to tell us what they think about the inclusion of Samson Siasia in the interim coaching setup for the 2 Afcon qualifiers against Benin Republic and Rwanda. We want to have your field. What's your take on that move? We hear the sport minister is actually pushing for Samson Siasia to be included in the interim coaching setup for the 2 qualifiers against Benin Republic and Rwanda. Mayowa, definitely you've joined James and saying that it's looking like it's going to be Samson Siasia. Yes, he has made mention of the fact that Siasia might come in and it might look like a setup. If he doesn't do well, they will throw him under the bus. But if that is the situation, shouldn't Eguavoen'S and Samson Siasia take it as a challenge to prove that they can do it with these 2 jobs? Because it's more like an exam, whether you like it or not. If they prove themselves, then Nigerians will agree with the fact that why not allow Samson Siasia to continue the job if he eventually does well with the team. And let's not forget that he's going to be working alongside Eguavoen'S too.
Well, I mean, we've rightly established that, it's going to be Siasia all along. And, the optics we are pointing towards Siasia, and finally, we have finally got into that particular bus stop. The ones that they are talking about, interim or whatever it is as tomorrow's song will rise, it's going to be Siasia. When they are going to announce him officially as the full head coach, is what they are still trying to play around. That's the reason why they are talking about, interim and the rest of that. However, like rightly pointed out, this is more like a challenge for Samson Siasia. Yes, I acknowledge the concerns of James. I mean, somebody who has been out of football for 5 years and the rest of that. The ban is so severe that he can't even go for, all these courses to upgrade himself. He should not have anything to do with football for the last 5 years. He has not been able to do that. However, if you look at the antecedent of Siasia, I think he should be up for the challenge. And like right pointed out, Jerry, I mean, the opportunity that they are handing to him right now is an opportunity for him to be able to prove himself. I think personally, based off his antecedent, I think he has enough quality to be able to get at least 4 points in those 2 games. I mean, I would not expect us if we get the full 6 points, well and good. But to be honest, my expectation for those 2 games are very, very minimal because, I mean, the NFF has taken a whole lot of time. Our team is in shambles. We don't even know where we are going. If they appoint Siasia, which they will do, but when they appoint Siasia as the manager, probably maybe it will be some few days to September 1st. Camp will open before players will come, before you begin to understand the players and the rest of that. So I would not expect more from him. However, irrespective of whoever they want to hire, whether it's Samson Siasia or somebody else, because they might come out tomorrow and say it's no more Siasia. At this particular point in time, we have wasted a whole lot of time to be expecting those people to do magic. Even if it's Pep Guardiola that we appoint right now, we will need to give the person a whole lot of time. So basically what I'm saying is, no matter the coach that they appoint, we will need to give the coach time, whether as and also this goes to the fans too. There's not putting any pressure on the coach. If the coach does not do well in this short time, we have to put all the blames on the NFL because they are the ones that took a whole lot of time. So basically, anybody that they appoint now, we need to give that person time, irrespective of the result. Like I've said over and over again, we should begin to take our mind away from qualifying for the World Cup and the Nations Cup. Let's give the coach time. Give him maybe a 3-4 years plan. In 4 years, this is where we want our team to be because we have messed up and we don't think we'll be able to make it for the Nations Cup or the World Cup. If we qualify, fine. If we don't, we understand that we have messed up, but let's just give him time for him to be able to do anything. Because if you don't give them time, they will surely fail.
I feel this NFF would be good to do the same thing they did to Finidi, to Siasia. If Siasia first 2 games ends up almost similar to win 2 matches, get 6 points against a Benin Republic side we lost to not quite long, about 2 months ago. And the Rwanda side who is quick to who wants to put themselves out there. We have a lot of things to prove. And you're now playing against a Super Eagles that their house is not in order. A Super Eagles that are having some internal issues. Let's not forget, people are quick to forget that the Osimhen backlash against Finidi is also going to affect the team as a unit. There's one thing that we have to consider. That matter was quick to be swept under the rug. No public apology from the parties involved. That's another thing we should consider looking at this team. And Samson Siasia and also Eguavoen'S are coming to manage this team. I don't know the magic they're going to be doing, but I think it's going to be a very big one. The NFF will not give these boys time. We know that one. If the 2 matches ends, they get a similar performance to what Finidi did, I don't think they will have the time. These people are after foreigners, the foreign coaches, people that they will inflate their salary and get a little change from it, I feel.
Yeah, truth be told, these 2 guys have handled the Super Eagles before, and they have been around the setup of the Eagles, and of course, they know these players, whether one-on-one or they have seen them play before, whether on the pitch or on TV, and they understand the strength and the weakness of the team. And of course, Eguavoen'S is not new to the team. He has been the technical director for some years now, and most of the players know him. He knows, and of course, he has won the Nations Cup. He has played for the Super Eagles at the highest level. Same thing for Samson Siasia. So, if there are anybody who you will hurriedly bring in to at least save the situation, I think right now they are the only ones you can actually beat your chest and say they know and understand what it means to coach the Super Eagles. They should be able to save the situation. Back in the days, we used to have Amadou Shaibu, the late Amadou Shaibu, may he so rest in peace. When situations like this arise, when you call on Amadou Shaibu, he always turns up and gives the result.
Why did it take the NFF 7 months to come up with no solution?
Yeah,
it took them 7 months.
Because there's no one like Amadou Shaibu.
The thing is, it even took them more than 7 months. But before the Afcon, I keep on saying it, they knew they were not going to continue to SRO. So what stopped them from making sure they got a replacement before the end of the Afcon?
I think that's a question that I will never have the answer to.
The NFF just have to do better. You cannot keep us waiting for 7 months and you come and give us interim managers. After these 2 games now, we'll continue counting. Because we have not still gotten a coach. We'll continue counting till maybe the end of next, maybe till next year. Early next year before we'll get a coach.
James, the thing is this, at this particular point in time, right, the NFF has lost every right to put any pressure on any coach they are bringing in, no matter the person, no matter the coach. Because, I mean, if they have put their house in order, we would have had a coach in the last 7 months, and of which we would have been able to know exactly where our performance would go, and we have been able to have a direction. At this particular point in time where we have found ourselves, it's all the fault of the NFF. I mean, look at the debacle. They knew they were not going to, renew the contract of Pasero. They allowed the contract to expire, and it took them over 7 months. Even the CSI we are talking about now, They are even yet to confirm him. It's just a push. They are not even sure if they will still confirm him as part of the interim team. So at this particular point, no matter who they are bringing, whether they are bringing an Averina or whoever it is, they have lost the right to put them under unnecessary pressure to bring out performance, because these people, they are not magic. Yes, you mentioned something the other time that they have watched them on the TV and just so that. Watching them on TV is not the same thing as bringing them together and you trying to infuse your tactics, unless you just want to do vibes and inshallah, like we usually say, just pack 11 people together. Oh yeah, kick and follow. If we win, we win. If we don't win, because you want to impute your style, you want to put some kind of things together, and the time is very short to be able to do that. So hence the reason, no matter the result we have now, we cannot use that to judge the strength of whoever we are going to appoint as a coach, because the NFF has taken a whole lot of time and they brought us into this mess. So at this point, whoever they are appointing, they will need to give the person time, and that's just the honest truth.
And I hope there will not be conflict of interest in terms of style and how they would like the team to play. Between, if Amokachi even joins the setup, and there's Eguavoen'S, there's some Siasia, they all have their own philosophy and how they want their team to play. I just hope there will not be clash. I've seen Eguavoen'S style before, and I think he likes a more attacking side that is strong on the midfield, that can build up play, and of course,
I just hope that
at this point,
I don't think any one of them will want to try to instill any style of play. How many days do you have to do that? You just have barely 2 training sections.
Whether Osimhen and Ademola Lookman will be available.
That's true,
because Ademola Lookman is having a contract situation. If he already makes the move to either Arsenal or PSG, would they want to release him as quickly as possible to come and play for the Super Eagles? Osimhen's situation is very, very dicey. If he makes the move, will they release him on time to be a part of those qualifiers? So that's an issue. So if that's going to be a situation, I hope the technical team, they're already making plans. If Ademola Lookman and Osimhen does not make themselves available, there should be option. And if that's a situation, we might have a situation where we might rely on Boniface. And will Boniface be able to step up? I hope Onachu will not be on the list, which I would not want to see. And I will start hearing anyway. And I think Terry Murphy is even injured.
No, let's not. Yeah, Terry Murphy is injured. It's actually very critical for us to be in again. Now you have problem with the board. You also have problem with the team. How do you select the perfect team to play? How do you style of play in 1 week, in 2 or 3 training sections? How do you do that? I think, like my wife said, it's just going to be vibes and inshallah, because you don't want to go and do what. It's better you don't touch it at all than go and touch it and it's not working. So it's better you just let them just use whatever they know, the knowledge they have of Pesero, from what Pesero did with them. If their knowledge is still there, they have work with that and defend and score when you can, attack when you can. I think that's just the best thing, because if you go and instill your style of tactics, whose idea are they going to work with? Is it Amokachi? Is it Eguavoen'S? Is it Siasia? 3 top names. Clash of egos will surely come up. So I just feel this NFF have just done a lot to put us in this situation, and I just feel these 2 matches, like my wife rightly said, just take our mind off the qualifiers and focus on long term, because it's looking dicey as it stands.
All right, let's talk about more stories now, where Jan Andersen, the former Swedish national team coach, has confirmed that he is in talks with the Nigerian Football Federation about becoming the next coach of the Super Eagles. And the 61-year-old coach, who has been without a job since leaving his position with the Swedish national team in November. Andersen expressed his gratitude for the interest from the NFF, calling it as saying that it's a big opportunity and a big challenge for him to be considered for the huge footballing nation, like he called it. He confirmed that he has been in dialogue with the Federation, but declined to reveal more details about the discussions. And of course, the confirmation of talks with the NFF comes as Andersen is linked with the vacant Super Eagles coaching job, which has been vacant since the departure of is it Genotro? I think since the departure
is Affinity.
No, yes, Pesero and Finidi George.
Part-time.
Finidi George. So, Mayowa, it's now confirmed. Andersen has said that the NFF are in talks with him. That means that there's a light at the end of the tunnel when it comes to Jan Andersen. It's now left for whether he is going to be eventually unveiled. And it shows that he's interested in the job as well. That's what I also marked out, that if he's interested in the job, it will be easy. It will be easy to discuss the wages and so on and so forth.
And I want to fault the NFF again. Remember when the news broke, they said they already appointed somebody and is working behind the scene. He has even, trimmed down the list of shortlisted players for the Nations Cup qualifier. His coaches, his assistants, they are coming. They are on the plane from Sweden. Blah blah blah, and just all those hogwash that they were giving us the other time. Now I think the talk has just started. There was no talk before. I mean, the talk has just started, and that's the reason why the guy is coming out to say it. However, I can boldly tell you, the one that the sports minister is pushing, for Samson Siasia, and remember, it is the sport ministry that will pay this person. It's not as if the NFF has any money to pay, to pay the coach that they are talking about. The talk with Jan Anderson, is just more of just to do IGG, initial Gragra. I think the person that they will go for finally will probably be a Siasia. I don't think at this point they will hire a Jan Anderson. They might be setting up Siasia for failure. Probably maybe when he fails, they can come back to the Imbo matter again. But at the moment right now, the talk between Jan Anderson and the NFF, I don't see it proceeding any further than this, because I know for a fact that it's going to be Siasia that they are going to appoint. And of which, I mean, we've been clamoring that we don't have money to pay coaches and the rest of that. What is the master plan to be able to sustain payment for Jan Anderson? I mean, the last time we had a private firm, which is a ghost private firm, said they wanted to pay 180,000 to Averina. That is not happening again. The Jan Anderson of a guy, will be looking at paying maybe a $40,000-$50,000. What is the master plan for ensuring that we don't owe this particular person? I don't think there's any master plan in place. Hence the reason why I think the talk is just IDD, like the local balance, the Shagragra. They are going to settle for Siasia at the end of the day.
All right, of course, this is initial Gragra. All right, meanwhile, the former Sweden coach, Jan Andersson, has clarified that his current media work will not interfere with his potential appointment as the next coach of the senior national team, the Super Eagles. And despite being in talks with the Nigerian Football Federation, Andersson has yet to reach an agreement. We already know that he's a host on a TV show, and of course, he insists that his media commitment will not conflict with any commitment he's going to enter with the Super Eagles. So,
see,
it's all gimmicks and
this
vibes.
NFF, until they unveil the coach, even if they unveil himself, I might not still even believe. Until I see him on the touchline in 1 or 2 games before I believe. Because this NFF have given us so much fagbo. They call it too much lies for us to be believing what they said. Like my wife stated, he said, according to how the news broke, they said the coach has already started working underground. He has already selected his players. His assistant coaches are on their way to Nigeria to start preparation for him to come and join them for the forthcoming matches. Now, how did we move from that to Anderson coming to say this? We moved from that to Averina saying, to Averina coming into the picture, to Averina saying, so the private is they want to pay 10 months of his salary, cover 10 months of his salary. To us now coming back to Siasia and Eguavoen'S being the interim managers for the qualifiers. Just look at all these are in the space of a week. In the space of 7 days, look at the amount of news the NFF have released to us that we have gotten from the NFF. Come on. At this point, if whoever is going to be the coach, if they are going to settle for Siasia, if it's going to be Averina, if it's going to be Anderson, until I see the person on the touchline and he has pointed his hand like this, where are you going? You come out. Before I believe who is going to be. But Anderson, yes, definitely, a TV contract is not going to stop him from becoming a coach. Coach is what he loves doing. Coaching, he has been a coach in the Swedish league for over 7 years. And if he gets the opportunity to become the coach of the Super Eagles, one of the biggest brand in Africa, if not for what we have that is running it, I think it's a very good win, and they can come to a conclusion, get to a bus stop, a final junction on who they want to be the manager. If it's Siasia, fine. At this point, we are tired. Just give us somebody. We are not even looking for at the beginning of the conversation. I think earlier on this year, that was when me and my wife was like, if it's not going to be a grade A coach, if it's not going to be a grade A foreign coach, let's also settle for our local coach. At this point, we just want somebody that will do the job. Just get us somebody. We don't want if it's grade. We don't even care if it's grade A or grade Z again. Just give us somebody. We are tired at this point.
Maiwa, Ian Anderson has cleared the air that no agreement has been reached, so that all the talk that there's a job that's going to hold him not to be available, and that is actually not true. That the contract he has does not stop him from taking another job. So it's now his word already against those in the NFF. If they are starting like this.
I mean, the thing is very clear. I mean, see, when the news broke, I was one of those people that said, until I see an Anderson talk to the press, I will not believe that they have done anything. I mean, they were so confident that, he has already started. He even magically from Sweden removed 10 players from the list that they gave him. I was wondering how that happened. They even told us that the assistant coaches, they already gotten their visa. They are on their way to the airport before the plane decided to turn back again. I mean, these are the kind of news that they keep releasing, and just so that they are running the NFF as if they are running for a political office, for campaign, as if they are campaigning. During campaign, politicians come out and lie through their teeth, and these are lies that can be verified. I mean, Yanadasi is coming out to say something else, while the NFF has already released a statement saying another thing. It's just lay credence to the fact that we have a bunch of people who do not understand how football should be run. I mean, how do you come out and say somebody is already working behind the scene, and in less than 5 days, the person is releasing another statement that is way different from what we have told the press? I mean, it's just unfortunate that we find ourselves in this situation. But as James rightly said, at this point, they just give us somebody. Even if it's James that they want to employ as coach.
Even if it's Mayowa. Even if it's Mayowa.
Very, very interesting. Very, very interesting. Well, let's keep our fingers crossed. The situation we'll find ourselves, as far as those who love the Super Eagles is concerned, is that we have to make do with the situation. Unfortunately, we are saddled with the responsibility of managing the situation, of giving you the information as we have it. Because sometimes some of this information don't make sense. But as the media, we have to give it the way it is, to tell you what's going on. It shows that those who are handling football in Nigeria has shown that they are grossly irresponsible, and grossly shows that they are not capable of doing the job of which they asked to be elected to do. Because it was a democratically elected or democratically selected position. Because if you want to say elected, that means they were given free will to choose who they believe was the best man for the job. Of course, in over 200 million Nigerians and those who love football, who are even administrators of football, Shehu Gosal is not the best candidate, definitely. He has proven over time, times without number, that he does not have the quality to take us anywhere. And even if the team qualifies for major tournaments, it's going to be based on the strength of the team, one, the capabilities of maybe the coach, then those who are the support system of the team. The government, that's why the government have to leave their responsibilities of handling other sports and handling government matters, and now they will still call them to do the job of Shehu Gosal because one man has failed to step up, or two, or those who are assisting him have failed to step up and be counted. Because I don't see why the sport minister should be running around trying to salvage the situation if Shehu Gosal, who said he wanted to be the NFF president, was doing the job. It's quite unfortunate. But let's go back to more stories where Yusuf Pesero, the former coach of the Nigerian senior national team, talking about he has warned the English Premier League side, talking about Arsenal, to be cautious in their pursuit of Nigerian players at Ademola Lookman and Victor Osimhen. The Gunners are reportedly interested in signing one of the two players, with Lookman's current club Atalanta considering his transfer request. Arsenal reportedly considering Victor Osimhen as a potential replacement for Eddie Nketiah, who is expected to leave the team for Nottingham Forest soon. And Yusuf Pesero, who coached both players during his time as Nigerian senior national team coach, highlighted the key differences between the two. And of course, Peseiro stated that Ademola Lookman is more technical and inclined to create scoring opportunities, whereas Osimhen is primarily a goal scorer. Peseiro also praised Lookman's performance this year, saying he's thriving under Atlanta manager Gian Piero Gasperini and has reached a high level of play. You must give it to Gasperini. He has brought the side we've not seen before.
Yeah, credits to Gasperini and the Atalanta side, not just Gasperini, also the team around him. I think last season was able to have about 26 goals involvement. 2 seasons ago, he had about 22 or 20 ago. So 2 seasons in a row, and you have over 20 goals involvement. That's a big plus to your career as a footballer. Not many wingers in the world can brag about producing such numbers consistently in 2 years. So I think, yes, it's the right time for Lookman to be on the move. Where he's going to be, I don't know, but I think it's the right time for him. Now that the prices are high, let him not make the same mistake Osimhen made at Napoli. Now that the best thing for him is to make a move to a very good club, a decent club.
If you ask now, between Lookman and Osimhen, which
I'm picking Osimhen.
Okay.
I'm
what
picking
about
Osimhen.
PSG between Osimhen and Lookman.
PSG. If it's PSG, I think I'll go for Lookman. Okay. But I think the right thing is PSG. Lookman goes to PSG. Osimhen goes to Arsenal. Arsenal, you are going to a team. They have. Why I said Arsenal. Why I will say Arsenal should go for Osimhen is in person of Lookman. They have similar players like him in the team. They have a trusser that practically plays anywhere in the team. And Lookman is also someone that knows that can function on the left and on the right and also in the center. That's practically what Trusser does. And we also have. And when you look at the Arsenal team, I was able to watch their last game against Wolves. When you look at that team, you see practically they have everything in the team. They just lack somebody that will push those goals. Somebody that will be able to just the presence alone in the defense is already a problem for the defenders. You cannot expect a team that wants to compete for the Premier League to be having a striker like Kai Havertz, or no disrespect to them though, Kai Havertz and Gabriel Jesus. These are players that cannot guarantee you, that cannot assure you 25 goals in a season. So I think the best, if I'm a coach and I have a team as Arsenal already, I think I need a striker. I'm going for Osimhen and leave Lookman. Lookman should make his way to PSG. And when you consider Lookman on his way to PSG, who is going to be benching him on the wings?
All right, Maiwa, if you were to advise the club sides, Arsenal, between Victor Osimhen and Ademola Lookman, who would you advise they should go for? And of course, for PSG, between Osimhen and Lookman, who should they go for?
For me, I think James is very correct. I mean, the thing is if you look at how Arsenal set up, they have a whole lot of players like for like that can function as Ademola Lookman will function for them. We know how Ademola Lookman likes to play. However, what Arsenal has been lacking, and the reason why they've not been able to cut it in terms of, dragging the league properly with Man City or winning the league, is because they don't have an out-and-out striker that can guarantee a minimum of 20-25 goals a season for them. And the person that can do that, who has the ability to be able to do that, is somebody like Osimhen. Osimhen is an out-and-out striker and he can guarantee you goals. You understand? So, I mean, and Ademola Lookman going to Arsenal, it should just be like they are replicating the firepower they have. However, the firepower that they are missing is a striker, is a goal poacher that can do the job in front of goal, and that's Victor Osimhen. So Victor Osimhen to Arsenal. For PSG, Luis Enrique has set up his team to be able to find a replacement for Kylian Mbappe. Means that he wants the kind of quality of Kylian Mbappe. And if you look at how Ademola Lookman plays and how he wants to play and how he wants to cut in from the wings and the rest of that, he has a very similar, he's a like-for-like player, just like an Mbappe. So a PSG will be much more suiting for him than an Arsenal, because in Arsenal, it might even be surplus to requirement based off of what Arsenal have at the moment. So PSG will suit him, while Arsenal will suit Victor Osimhen.
All right, there you have it. Definitely, it's now left for them to make the big option as far as where they want to go. And of course, sometimes it's not determined by where the player wants to go, if the club side can be able to afford it. Talking about Osimhen, the reason why the club sides have not made the big decision is because of the transfer fee. I think the transfer fee was similar to that of Ademola Lookman, something like about 60 million. I think he would have moved since June. Since beginning of June, this contract will have been
I'll keep on
done
saying
and
this.
dusted.
I think the mistake Osimhen made was signing that new contract. I think that's the biggest mistake he has made. If not for that contract, I'm sure by now he'll have left before the end of the season. He'll have signed a pre-contract with another team. But now teams have to be careful because firstly they have to consider the FFP. They don't want to be in that problem. Also, they have to consider the fact that Osimhen was not firing all cylinders last season. He had injury crisis almost all through the season, and he was not able to produce the same numbers he produced 2 seasons ago. They are also being careful about that. No doubt to his quality or what he brings to the table as a striker. But I think that transfer fee is a lot. 130 million is a lot. Most clubs will not want to pay that amount of money. The clubs that are willing to pay that such amount of money practically maybe have a striker already. The likes of the Bayern Munich, the Real Madrid, they have people that are covering for that position already. Liverpool will have been in the conversation, but they also have a position for somebody for that. And Arsenal, over the years,
I will gladly swap down Nunes for Victor Osimhen.
And Arsenal, over the years, we know how we know how Arsenal have been over the years. I think the most expensive player, I was even surprised they got Declan Rice. That's one of the biggest shock of this for me in the last how many years in football. They were able to get Declan Rice for over, I think, 105 or so.
Yeah, 105 million pounds.
Yeah, and I think that was just about last season. I expect them to pay another 130 million for Victor Osimhen. I think it's just the fee. The fee is actually a lot. And we know also Napoli over the years have been a very stubborn team. They don't bend into offers. It's better the player sit on the bench for a year than for them to sell him what they don't want. So there were rumors that Arsenal wanted to offer a player and about 70 or 80 million for the transfer, but well, it's just rumor, and I'm sure Napoli will not take that. So let's just hope a team is able to find the balance for Osimhen and is able to make the move. I just hope Lookman does not make the same mistake Osimhen made, signing a new contract and not leaving while the praises were high. That's just it.
All right, let's talk about talking about the English Premier League, where Tottenham's new striker Dominic Solanke is set to miss Saturday's Premier League match against Everton due to an ankle injury suffered during his debut on Monday. Manager Ange Postecoglou confirmed that Solanke will not play against Everton and may also be a doubt for the upcoming match against Newcastle on September 1. Who has done this to Tottenham Hotspur?
Who did Postecoglou offend?
Yeah, it's pretty sad.
Who did Postecoglou offend? Last match against Leicester, where they drew, I was seeing him putting his hands on his waist already and on his legs, like, oh, I don't tire. Solanke did very well last season. A very sad one for him. I was expecting him to fire the same way he did, and when I saw him being linked to the move, making the move to Tottenham, I was very happy for him. That okay, a Tottenham side is an improvement to the Bournemouth side, but I just hope he comes back from injury quick, and let's see if he can replicate what he did last season. But I'm sure it's going to be heavily missed at the Tottenham side. Now they have to rely on Richarlison.
Yeah, what does it mean, relying on Richarlison, Maiwa, for Tottenham Hotspur?
Those that had issues with the sign. Spending 65 million on a Dominic Solanke was a known. Yes, he did well for Bournemouth. However, putting 65 million on Solanke, too much for a Dominic Solanke. I think if they had gone outside England, they would have been able to get a much more potent striker than a Dominic Solanke for that particular amount. But Ange just need to be able. Ange needs to get the best out of Richarlison now, because he's currently in a bad situation, and he has to rely on what he has to be able to get him out of this bad situation that he found himself in at the moment.
All right, so of course we'll go back to Ike Gundogan. He has returned back to the English Premier League after winning 5 Premier League titles. He left for Barcelona, and the man, after 304 appearances with 60 goals in those appearances, he says he has unfinished business in England. He's set to punish more teams this weekend. They take on Ipswich. What an unfortunate one for Ipswich. Maybe Gundogan will fancy his chances of scoring a goal after talking about Haaland must have scored a hat-trick. And of course, we will have the fixtures up on the screen so that we can take those fixtures that we'll be looking forward to this weekend. So
The funny how the last goal Gundogan scored in the Premier League was against Manchester United in the finals of the FA Cup final, where he scored 2 goals and I was able to give them the cup. And welcome back to the Premier League. I will not say you were missed because it cost us the trophy. Now that you are back to the league, I hope you don't stress us too much. Gundogan is actually a very good inclusion to the City side, based on
inclusion.
Based on the fact that they have not been able to sign a lot of players this summer. I think they've gotten Luis Savinho and Oscar.
Getting him back free.
Yeah, and he came back for free. A player they sold about
35 million
pounds. That is one case already. Just leave Barcelona out of this. And I'm sure for the fact that Pep Guardiola was planning on relying on Oscar Bob this season. But he picked up an injury. I don't know. Maybe he might be out for maybe almost half of the season. Him getting the inclusion of Gundogan, I think, is a very big plus for him. And City, a very big plus again. Another threat for the Premier League this season. But what an incredible record Gundogan has in the Premier League.
Yeah. 1 UEFA Champions League, 2 FA Cup titles, and of course, 4 EFL Cups. Of course, this is the envy of every other player.
In 304 appearances.
Yeah. Maiwa, the return of Iker Gundogan. I believe your Madame Ato will be so excited, and knowing that they will play in Ipswich. By the time Alan scores hat-trick, Gundogan will want to also score his own.
I mean, she's very happy that Gundogan is back, and she has been following the news. One of the reasons why Gundogan came back was that he said he missed the feeling of being competitive, that when he was at Barcelona, he doesn't feel the competitiveness, and that was one of the reasons why he wanted back in Man City. I mean, my wife is very, very happy. Oscar Bob got injured, and Gundogan coming back is a big plus for her. I mean, she's really looking forward to how Man City will destroy, Ipswich Town. However, the graphics that was shown of recent showed the number of cups that Gundogan has been able to win. It's just one simple question: how many people in Arsenal can boast of anything in their cabinets right now?
Shots fired.
What did Arsenal fans do to
Ike
me?
Chuku.
What did Arsenal fans do?
Arsenal.
What did Arsenal do?
Anyway, Arsenal takes on a very interesting one this weekend, and definitely it's going to be another big round of games to look forward to. They go away to Aston Villa. Unai Emery will fancy this game, and you know what it means. Anytime Unai Emery sees Arsenal, he's always excited.
And for the fact that they put them early on in the season, I think they are trying to avoid what happened last season.
I think we'll give them a reason why they should sign Osimhen.
Please.
Yes, you give them a reason.
Please. And I think Manchester United early kickoff with Brighton. Brighton said that did very well last
season. Brighton has dealt with
Everton.
Ten Hag a lot.
Very well.
They have Ten Hag's passport. I won't say anything. That was an early kickoff, and I have your hand. I will just sit and just, I'll just message you.
Well, to be honest with you, I'm not expecting anything much. However, the game that caught my attention is Chelsea Wolves. With what they did against Saviete, that's the correct pronunciation, right? Saviete, that's the correct pronunciation. With what they did yesterday against Saviete, that a striker had an opportunity in front of goal and tried to, dash, tried to miss the chance. Maybe when they struggle against Wolves again, maybe that will encourage them to be able to be fast in their race signing Osimhen, because definitely they need a striker. They cannot continue to play the season with those kind of striker that you see an opportunity to score and try to dash the ball away. That's the match that's really interesting for me this weekend.
You know the funny thing, against City, they used Jackson. Jackson missed a lot of chances. They were quick to bring in the second match. He also missed his own chances. He also missed his own chances. His own was even worse because it was open net. He gave it to the keeper from where he was coming from. Let's see who Enzo Maresca will be using over the weekend. But I think the attacking option is one thing that the Chelsea fans have to work on. That's just it.
All right, that's where we say our goodbye. I want to say enjoy the best of the weekend. Big thanks, James, as well as my wife for being a part of the show. And of course, the guys behind the scene, Manfred, Alex, Jeremiah, and of course, Ike Chuku. My name is Jerry Apel, and I say thanks for being a part of the show. Until we meet again, stay safe, and if not doing anything at all, do it to the sport show.
Malcolm